Okay, freaks, I'm Corey from Super Kami Guru 9000, and welcome to my review of Pokémon Generations, Episode 7. In this week's episode, we are heading to the Hoenn region, which means we're going to see a lot of awesome Pokémon. We're going to see Team Magma, we're going to see the main character Brendan, Sceptile versus Mightyena, we're going to get to see Courtney, the Magma admin. Not only that, but we're going to see the massive Primal Groudon! Hands down, this is probably my favorite episode of Pokémon Generations, even though it ended on a really annoying cliffhanger when Brendan and his Sceptile were about to do battle with Courtney, the Team Magma admin. I was really hoping that this battle was going to take place, but as it was going on, I was looking at the time on the YouTube screen. I'm like, shit! The episode's about to end. That being said, this episode still had a number of great imagery, and of course the story is incredibly simple. Basically, it's all about Brendan, or the character that you play as in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, ORAS, whatever you want to call it, and he busts in to the Team Magma headquarters with his Sceptile, who just cuts his way right through. It looks so awesome, like a hot knife going through butter. And you got him and his Sceptile running through the building, fighting against Team Magma. There's a great scene where a Sceptile is fighting against a Mightyena and just completely leaf blades its ass. It's fantastic. I was really hoping that there was going to be a little more action like this. And you have the leader of Team Magma, who goes by the name of Maxie, who's getting ready to escape. And then you have Courtney, who has this really disturbing vision of Primal Groudon coming up out of the ground, and it just destroys the landscape with this massive Godzilla blast of doom. It was one of the most destructive things that I've actually ever seen from the Pokemon world, and it also makes you realize, yeah, Groudon could probably do that if it's not confined by a trainer, especially Primal Groudon, who looks absolutely horrifying in this episode, by the way, especially in that vision when Courtney actually sees all of Team Magma getting destroyed by Groudon when it decides to blast them at point-blank range. The episode ends with Brendan actually running into Courtney as they get ready to prepare for their battle, and then the episode ends, and damn it, I was so disappointed. Hopefully, in the next episode, maybe we'll actually get to see that battle. I'd like to see more continuations of this story, because it's definitely adapting the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire. There's a lot of evidence to that. I mean, one, Primal Groudon, but two, Maxie even has his little Mega Stone, which is hanging out on his glasses, by the way. I think that's pretty damn slick. And just getting to see more of Team Magma is great. I think they're one of the more underappreciated villains from the entire series. They're honestly, I'd say, in my top 3 favorite villains from the entire Pokemon universe. I gotta give it to Team Rocket at number 1, but Team Magma has always seemed like the group that is the closest to actually, like, causing world destruction, or, like, trying to take over the world. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have a Pokemon that is going to be very capable of doing that in Primal Groudon. But this episode right here was basically the perfect homage to everything that is Ruby and Sapphire. So what's the rundown on this episode of Pokémon Generations? This episode was beautiful. It had some great animation behind it. The scene of Primal Groudon coming up out of the ground, getting ready to rear its head back and shoot this whole blast across the ocean as it rips through, destroying mountains, looked awesome. Not to mention just the way the episode opened up with Brendan and his Sceptile just exploding into the Team Magma headquarters. That was pretty damn great. I love that they used Sceptile too, because of the starters from Ruby and Sapphire, Trico, Grovyle, and Sceptile was always my favorite, so getting to see him in action just really made this one great. I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd get to see Mega Sceptile, but then again, if the next episode is actually going to be Brendan going up against Courtney, maybe we'll get to see something like that. I'd like them to devote an entire episode simply to a Pokemon battle, just between 2 trainers. Nothing else they need to show. I just want to see a really well-animated Pokemon battle. And we certainly got some of those from Pokemon Generations, but they still have such a short running time that by the time the episode really starts getting good, it's over. Maybe watching these in succession is what's going to make them great. We do have to remember, though, that these are shorts, and they really are living up to that title. So what more can I say? This episode of Pokemon Generations was awesome. As a huge fan of Sceptile and Groudon, I was very satisfied by this episode. It had some great imagery, and it still makes me want to see a more traditional Pokemon anime that strictly follows the story of the games. Like, just do a straight adaptation of every single generation. They could do it. Whether it simply just be a brand new anime series, possibly OVAs, or even just make movies out of these things. I really think that they would be a big thing for the fan base. I don't think anybody would hate to see them. I think people want to see the actual Pokemon game storyline actually be animated. I mean, it just works, and you can see that it's working. This could very well be a testbed for some of that in the future, although it wouldn't be the first time that the Pokemon Company has decided to do these like weird animated shorts before the release of a brand new game. I'm sure you guys remember Pokemon Origins right before the release of Pokemon X and Y. Now we're getting Generations right before the release of Sun and Moon. Speaking of Sun and Moon too, there were some new Pokemon revealed this week which were just awesome, especially the evolved form of Type Null, but that's a discussion for another day. Pokemon Month is coming up next week. It's a big video series that I do all about Pokemon. It's going to be leading up to the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. I already have a lot of videos planned, some that I'm already working on, some that are already finished, and those are going to start being released on October 18th, so make sure to stay tuned to my YouTube channel, Super Kami Guru 9000, for that, and check out some of the other videos that I work on. I do a lot of anime reviews. I do reviews of TV shows like Marvel's Luke Cage, and including Star Wars Rebels that's airing right now. So make sure to stay tuned for all of that. But the Pokemon hype is real, and I'm feeling it every week, and that's why I'm really loving this Pokemon Generations series. As someone who grew up playing every single game as they're released, I can really appreciate these. So that's my thoughts on this episode right here. Definitely my favorite episode of Pokemon Generations thus far. I'm giving this one right here a 5 out of 5. Check it out, Pokemon fans. If you want to watch the episode, I'll put a link for it in the description box below. If any of you did watch the episode, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you have a favorite scene? What's your favorite Pokemon from Generation 3? And what do you want to see from the rest of the Pokemon Generations anime series? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment or two, and make sure to like the video. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!